The fires across LA are now being called the costliest in U.S. history, and the biggest and most destructive of them is right here in the Pacific Palisades. But what are the Pacific Palisades? Let's take a closer look at this century-old community we've all but lost to the fire. I'm LA realtor Tyler Neal. If you've been displaced by these fires and need housing, please reach out. I'm here to help.
The Pacific Palisades is a 23-square-mile neighborhood in LA along the Pacific Ocean. That's bigger than the entire island of Manhattan,
Whose name came from its beautiful oceanfront bluffs.
As early as 8000 BC, it was a settlement for the Chumash Native Americans. Then in 1839, it became a Mexican ranch, Boca de Santa Monica, which belonged to Francisco Marquez and his wife, who built the first known house in the area. In 1911, pioneering film director Thomas Ince built his own film studio there he called Inceville, which to this day is still on the map. With sets to represent Switzerland, Japan, and a Native American encampment, it became a prototype for the modern Hollywood studio of the future, but sadly burnt down in 1916. Finally, in 1921, the Pacific Palisades was officially founded as a Christian utopia by the Methodist Church. By 1929, they'd built the town's first church, and across the street its first school, both of which survived almost 100 years, until this week when they were burnt to the ground. Here's what's left of the church and the school. In 1924, the Palisades Business Block building was finished here on its opening day celebration. Since, the building's been made a national landmark and has always been the heart of the Palisades town center known as the Village, until this week when it was turned to ash. By 1925, the Palisades had 100 homes lining the so-called alphabet streets, named in alphabetical order after Methodist missionaries. Here then, here in 2024, and here now. Around that same time, one of the biggest Hollywood stars of the 20s, Will Rogers, moved into the neighborhood, where he built this ranch home for him and his family. Nicknamed the barn that Jokes built, it became a state park in 1944. But Jokes couldn't stand up to fire, and it was destroyed on Wednesday. In 1929, the new Pacific Coast Highway opened along the Palisades. This week, dozens of the beachfront homes along it were charred in the fire. In the 1940s, the Palisades became a refuge for Jewish intellectuals and artists fleeing the Holocaust, who all hung out at Villa Aurora, an historic property that became nicknamed Weimar by the Sea, which was significantly damaged in the fire. From the very beginning, the Palisades have always been known as a close-knit community beloved for its small-town feel, year-round beautiful weather, parks and hiking trails, and for its seclusion, which has made it desirable for celebrities, many of whom have lost their home this week, including John Goodman, Billy Crystal, Anthony Hopkins, Anna Faris, and more. The Palisades as we knew it no longer exists, with entire neighborhoods turned to rubble. But we're LA.
We will get through this as a community together and come out the other side even stronger. If you're one of the displaced, please don't hesitate to DM, text, or call me. I'll put my number below. I'm LA realtor Tyler Neal, and I'm here to help. Stay safe, LA.